Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business and start you off with an oracle card here just so we can dip our toes in the energy. See what's going on for the lovely Geminis. I hope you're all fantastic, my friends. Shuffle it up here one time, my guys. Talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get this first card out here. What do we got for Gemini, please? There we go, nice and quick. Usually the cards come flying out for you. So we have this extremely etheric type of energy, and there are undertones of time showing up as well. This is going to be an interesting onion to peel back. Now, before we do, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading we go, enough of the promo there. If you take a look at this card, you see it's very airy and etheric, like I was saying, with those different colors. It's dreamy. So when I see this card, yeah, we could be talking about sleep, someone that needs more rest. Hopefully you're not having issues in the night when a card like this shows up. But pay attention to your dreams for sure. Now notice that there's also a clock showing up here, aside from those meditative, sleepy type of energy showing up. So for some of you, this could be stressing the importance of the construct of time. Maybe some of you are waiting on something. Maybe you feel like time is slipping through your fingers or time is dragging. That's all very personal, right? How we all experience time. It's ever changing and ever shifting. But notice those numbers are flying off the clock and they're breaking. The illusion of time is important as well. So however that fits for you. For some of you, yeah, it could just be time feels like it's speeding up as well. We're going to get into tarot. Okay, could just be spirit saying like, hey, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your intuition. But yeah, we'll get you these three cards into upright before we get the intuitive juicy stuff. Let's shuffle it up one time here, my gods. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a footnote. So let's see what we got. So last week's reading was extremely positive, and it seems like we've been bouncing back and forth with the Gemini readings. And although I like to keep my titles as simple as possible, last week's reading was titled A Massive Blessing. So I sincerely hope that you've all been experiencing blessings of different kinds. It's really nice. But energy's always shifting. You know that. Nothing's ever set in stone. But there was a really good energetic outlook last week, that's for sure. But let's get these three cards out here. What's going on for the Geminis? It's always important to remember that we could be seeing the energy of other people showing up in your spread here. Okay, we're starting off with the fiery energy, and that's something I've been seeing a lot for you in recent weeks, and it's persisting. So we have the Ace of Wands in position number 1. We have the Knight of Wands in position number 2. They both came out at the same time. We're starting with a bang here, Gemini. Let's get one more. Very, very fiery, very, very amped up, and that could be very good. More action. So we have the Fool card on the back end, which is yet again more fire. And you have a bonus this week, which is the Six of Pentacles, another action card, in my opinion. So let's go through these. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get the juicy intuitive stuff. So I want to bring to your attention the fact that 2 of these cards can represent newness, new beginnings, new cycles. But there's tons of fiery energy here. Position number 1, we're starting with the Ace of Wands. Okay, that passion within you, that desire within you, that burn, that motivation, that's what could be highlighted here when we have a card like this. Now, all aces are opportunities, so this could be a good opportunity coming your way. The Ace of Wands also has little undertones of sexuality and the libido, okay, because it is a phallic symbol, but we're not going to go down that road because this is a family show. But when I see the Ace of Wands, I think of passion, okay, in one form or another. So whether that's you revving up your engines, getting ready to get something going, make something move, it's very fiery in its positive form. But the negativity, it could be volatile, it could be explosive, it could be conflict-based. Now, moving to the center, we have the Knight of Wands. This could represent a fire sign. Surprise, surprise, right? So more of the similar archetypes that we're seeing with the Ace of Wands. Now, if this doesn't represent an individual, whether a fire sign or somebody that's like the life of the party, somebody who's always in the spotlight, the negativity could be somebody who's a bit of a party animal and somebody who is very quick to anger, right? This could represent anger issues in its dark sense, but it is forward movement. It is forward progress. And with all this fiery energy, I always say it could be explosive. It could be volatile. So we really want to clarify them to see what we got going on. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Fool, the hero of the tarot journey, right? The protagonist of the Fool's journey could represent an Aries. So this could be an Aries in your life. Doesn't have to be, though. And we think of somebody who's about to set off on a new journey, somebody who's about to set off on some sort of new task, new beginning, very similar to that Ace of Wands in the beginning. So there's a lot of newness here. There's a lot of new cycles. The warning with the Fool card is against spontaneity, believe it or not. Like, this could be spirit saying, like, hey, don't walk off that cliff. Watch where you're going. Don't be too spontaneous. Don't jump into action too quickly, right? So whether that's jumping to make something happen, or even jumping to anger sometimes with the Fool card, it's something to be watched out for. But usually it's a very positive, jovial type of card. Okay, it's happy, it's joking around. And there is like this partying type of energy that's showing up in the undercurrent. But getting to the bonus card, we have the Six of Pentacles, extremely giving. Usually it's depicting like the scale. So I do say this is similar to Libra energy. But when I see this, it's very charitable. It's very giving. So there could be something you're wanting to give your time to. There could be something or someone you're wanting to give resources to. Like I always say, this is the energy of gift giving when I see it. Okay. It's also the energy of balance and equality, which is going to be interesting to see how this plays out with all the fiery energy. Classically, it's not known as a balanced energy, but let's dive deeper on all of it, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Gemini friends, please. Guys, what's going on here? I'm really interested to see how this one turns out. But yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on this Ace of Wands. And as always, if you read tarot yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it down in the comments. I don't mind. All right, Ace of Wands time. Why is it here? It's the Ace of Wands here for Gemini. Thank you. Nine of Swords in reverse, the fire-air combination showing up in the beginning. I do like that we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and that is another card that is linked into the mind. It's linked into sleep like we had in the very beginning here. But the fact that it's in reverse is really good. A lot of you might be feeling like you're about to shed something, like either shed a burden or shed your skin, proverbially. So this is a good thing. A lot of you could be ready to move on to the next step in life, the new cycle. Like, all right, let's get this going. Action, action. No waiting. Strike while the iron's hot here. There is something you were definitely not nervous about. So whether this is conflict-based, like there might be someone you don't really care what they think about it. You're going to say what you got to say. So this can be a warning. I want to see how it plays out about like the explosive conflict, depending. But a lot of you could just be ready for the next thing, ready for the next cycle, ready to make this move, ready to make this jump or leap, which I would say is a good thing. So I'm not going to overcomplicate this. I'm just going to put it to the side. We're going to move in on this Knight of Wands. See what's up with that. I would say that's nice. It's somebody laying their stress to the side, which I always think is a good thing. This isn't somebody that's nervous about making a move or taking an action. Okay, so it could be explosive action as well. But let's see what's going on with that Knight of Wands. Thank you. King of Pentacles. Yeah, someone's going to be making a move of some sort here. Now, the King of Pentacles is usually a very, very good type of energy. It's abundant. It's sturdy. That could represent an earth sign that you're linked to. So we have fire. Now we have earth showing up. Interesting mixture. But when I see him as a clarifier under the Knight of Wands, this is somebody saying like, all right, I know what's right. I know what's right for me. I know what the right move is, and I'm going to do it. So with this fiery energy we've been seeing from the very beginning, the explosive action, somebody really thinks what they're about to do is right, or they really think what they just did is the right thing, is the right move. So if you've been dealing with somebody where you don't understand their motives, or you don't understand why this person's acting like this, in their mind, in their head, they think they're doing the right thing. Or that's, if you're bewildered about someone's actions or motives in the coming days and weeks, just know that they think it's the right thing for whatever reason, even if it don't seem like it. But I do feel like this is somebody about to make a big, big move. Okay, and we see the ramping up in the beginning, someone who's not nervous, ready for the next thing. This is big action. It's explosive action. That's the best way I could put it. And I hate to repeat words, but we're getting this theme throughout the whole entire thing. Yeah, it could also be a fire sign and an earth sign that are at odds. I'm not going to go that route, but it feels okay to me. It doesn't necessarily feel rough. We're going to go in on the Fool card, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. So why is the Fool here for the Geminis? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, please be cautious. So we have another action card showing up here. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse underneath the Fool card. Okay. Yeah, someone who may have thought they were doing the right thing, but in reality it backfired. Like, I'm getting that this is a warning here that, like, something could backfire, and I'm not saying that is specifically on you. But if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Like, that's something I feel like I need to tell a lot of you. That could be a very important warning in this time. Like, regardless of how good it feels, regardless of how good it looks, if something is too good to be true, it probably is, because there could be something that backfires on someone here with the Six of Wands in reverse. Obviously, for some of you, this could be somebody that feels like they've made the wrong choice as well. So we could be looking at a progression here where somebody was ramping up, ready to make an action, makes an action, and boom, the grass isn't greener on the other side. So do with that what you will. It's all very personal, like I always say. But the Fool card with the Six of Wands in the reverse, please just be cautious. Plan things out. Don't make the wrong move. Don't be too spontaneous in this time, because there is the energy of things backfiring. So we have much positivity here, Gemini, but we also have some warnings that should be heeded. So let's put them back down. I'm going to go through, give you a quick little recap here before we get into the Shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Ace of Wands with the Nine of Swords. Like I said, for some of you, it could be a focus on sleep and resting, but this is somebody who's not nervous to make something happen. They're not nervous to make a new move or go on to the next. Like, I'm ready for this next chapter. I'm ready for this next move. Moving to the center, we see the action coming in. We have the Knight of Wands with the King of Pentacles in the upright. Somebody who really thinks they're doing the right thing, making the right choice, making the right move, and they're going to act on it. So this is like big action, explosive action even. But on the back end, we have the Fool card with the Six of Wands in reverse, the energy of something possibly backfiring. So like I said, important warning possibly here. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is, okay? Don't be too spontaneous in this time. Please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you one Shadow card here. Interesting spread, my friends. Let's get it going here. Here we go. Let's get it going. I'm going to shuffle it up one time for you, Gemini. Let's see what's in the shadows for my friends, please. Guides and spirit team. We're using the Shadowland Tarot, which is an awesome deck for this purpose. It's very introspective. So what's in the shadows for Gemini, please? It's always a nice little cherry on top of a reading. Thank you. Okay, we do have the Queen of Swords showing up in the shadows, so this could be representing you or how you're feeling about yourself, absolutely, because the Queen of Swords is air sign type of energy, or it could just be an older feminine or mother figure that may have left a scar on you, or another air sign. But whenever I see the Queen of Swords in her shadow sense, in her dark sense, it's somebody that could be a little cold and calculating, somebody who could be like a little heartless in their ways. So this could absolutely be spirit saying like, hey, consider repercussions to words, consider repercussions to actions here, because this could be somebody that is a little bit cold. For some of you, this could just represent a cold individual that's left a mark on you and has done some damage that you really need to do some introspection about. But when I see her, yeah, she's very truthful, she's very honest, she's very shrewd. Sometimes it's a healthy energy to be in, but at the same time, she can be hurtful. So just beware, in this time, your words might be a little more hurtful than they normally are to those around you. You might have an edge. So Gemini, do with that what you will. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the October subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced the day after Halloween, November 1st. But for November, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Vice Versa Tarot once again. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are you most grateful for? 'Tis the season, am I right, my friends? That's all you need to do to enter. And at the end of November, I'll announce the winners of my community tab. My friends, as always, much love, and I'll see you next time.